Hello investors, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to be going ahead and give you a portfolio update to see how the portfolio has been doing for the last 2 months. For those of you new here, my name is Tim, and on this channel, I try to give you as much information as I possibly can in order to help you push your investments to the next level. Now, I did go ahead and start off this portfolio with $65, and I promised myself to go ahead and add $250 on a monthly basis in order to grow this portfolio consistently. I went ahead and used the money in the portfolio in order to start off a full, well-rounded portfolio. My hopes to do that, I went ahead and purchased 10 stocks. Yes, 10 individual stocks. So I'm going to go through 5 of those stocks today to show you how it's going to be doing, because I don't want the video to be too long. Now, whenever you invest in, I always advise that you always need to leave some kind of cash in your account, or what is known as liquid capital, and that's going to be this amount right here. The reason why you always want to have that liquid capital here is just in case there's any market opportunity that presented itself. Over the last week, the market has been down, and I was able to use some of my liquid capital here in order to get into some more buying, and I'm going to show you that as the video goes along. Now, let me just give you a quick overview with how the portfolio is going before we go ahead and get into those 5 stocks. So for today, the portfolio is up less than 1%. For the week, the portfolio is down less than 1%. For the month, the portfolio is down less than 1%, and the portfolio has actually been in existence now for 3 months. For the 3 months, we're actually positive, and that's less than 1% again. So although the market is in turmoil right now, the market is actually trying to decide whether it wants to be up or whether it wants to be down. This portfolio is beginning to show that it's going to be a consistent, stable portfolio. Now, let's go ahead and get into the 5 stocks in the portfolio. So like I said, I'm going to run through 5 of the stocks in the portfolio today in order for me to go ahead and show you how they've been doing over the last couple of months. So let's start off here with Microsoft. So Microsoft is one of the biggest allocations in my portfolio. So the price of Microsoft right now is $405.19. Although the portfolio only have roughly above $500, I was still able to invest in Microsoft. The reason I was able to invest in Microsoft is because even with a small account portfolio, even with $1 or $5, you can go ahead and get started with investing. Most brokerages out there now, even the legacy brokerages, they do allow you to go ahead and do what's known as dollar cost averaging, or DCA. This is a strategy that can be used in order for you to use whatever money you have on a regular basis to grow positions and grow a small account portfolio. So I am invested in Microsoft, and it's one of the biggest positions in my portfolio. It's now at a whopping $60 market value. Don't laugh too hard, my portfolio is still relatively small. Now, the $60 value of my portfolio, it represents a portfolio diversity of around 12% diversity. So far, since I've had Microsoft in my portfolio, I'm down just 7%. Now, Microsoft is one of those companies that fell sometime last week. It actually dropped 12% in one day. That is very uncanny for a stock of Microsoft nature. So what I went ahead and did, I took some of the liquid capital I had on reserve. I went ahead and buy an additional $10 worth of Microsoft, and that's what brought it to the $60 level right here. Now, one thing that I promised myself, and I showed on the channel a lot, is that I promised to do a regular recurring investment in most of the stocks I have in the portfolio. Well, and actually all the stocks I have in my portfolio. And my next regular recurring investment is going to be on March 5th right here, and that's going to be for $25 here. So with this portfolio, it's pretty much set it and forget it unless an opportunity presents itself. So Microsoft is the first in our portfolio, and I'm going to be continuing to dollar cost average to continue to increase my position with Microsoft. Now let's go ahead and get into the second stock in my portfolio. So the second stock I'm going to bring to your attention today is going to be none other than Amazon, and that's going to be AMZN. Now, Amazon too is one of the biggest holdings in my portfolio, and at the current price of 204.64, I am able to invest in Amazon. If we go down, you could see that I have a whopping $59.35 invested into Amazon, and that gives me a portfolio diversity of around 12%. So far, since I have been invested in Amazon, I'm actually down around just 8%. Now, you guys have seen that Microsoft I'm down and also Amazon I'm down, but however, the portfolio is still up. And on the days of the week I'm down less than 1%. That just shows you that the portfolio is decently stable. Now, just like Microsoft, here I'm doing recurring investment as well with this exact same amount, which is $25. My average cost of Amazon is going to be $224, although the current price of Amazon is $204. I am utilizing the DCA method, like I mentioned, or dollar cost averaging. Now, the reason why I go ahead and make these videos is number one, I want to show you that it does not matter how much money you have in your portfolio. You could go ahead and start getting invested right now. And then the next thing I want to show you is that you could go ahead and start setting up your investments on autopilot. So it takes out all the guesswork out of investing. If you are new to the stock market, I would highly suggest that you go ahead and get into ETFs or exchange traded funds. I have been doing this for quite a while, so I'm able to pick stocks that I think are decently good. Now let's go ahead and get into the fourth stock in my portfolio, and that's going to be Google. That's going to be GOOG. Now, Google does have two classes of stock, which is Class C and Class A. I actually own Class A stock. So let's go ahead and get into that. The current price of Google is $312, as you can see here. And let's go ahead and see my portfolio diversification. My current market value is $53.56. So it's almost as big as the first two stocks, which is going to be Microsoft and also Amazon. The portfolio diversity for Google is going to be 11% diversity. Thus far, since I do have Google in my portfolio, have a negative return of minus 2%, which is not bad. My average cost is around $320. Like the other two stocks, I am going to be doing recurring investments, and I'm going to be doing the exact same amount of $25 on a monthly basis. So the three stocks I've showed you before having the portfolio basically as value stocks, and they will be giving me some growth over time, but I don't expect them to go ahead and give me exponential growth. The last stock I'm going to highlight for today, I'm going to show you one stock that I expect to do get exponential growth. So the last value stock I have in the portfolio is going to be none other than Meta. And you guys know this as Meta Platforms. Meta is currently trading at around $670 right now. Now, my average cost on Meta is actually lower than the current price. My average cost is 664, although the current price is 670. So I'm definitely up on Meta. And once again, I'm up just less than 1%. My current market value is 55.43 right here. The portfolio diversity for Meta is around 11%, which is similar to the previous stock, Google. Just like the other three I highlighted before, I'm going to be doing recurring investments once again, and that's going to be $25. So those are the four value stocks I have in the portfolio, which is going to be Meta, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the two stocks I have in the portfolio that's going to give me growth. And that's going to be NU or New Holdings. Now, this is not an American company. This is actually a South American company, and they just applied to get licensed in the US. So hopefully that's going to be proceeding and we're going to have positive results. So I have new in my portfolio basically in order for me to get exponential growth. I see the stock growing very fast in the near term. Now, my market value on new is going to be $25 and my portfolio diversity is going to be 5%. The reason why it happens to be a lot smaller than the four I highlighted previously is because this is still relatively a new company and it has not established itself as yet. The first four companies I did show you, these companies has been around for a very, very long time. So my trust in these four companies are a lot higher than it is in new. Now, I am up just slightly, which is still less than 1%. Just like all the other four stocks before, I will be doing recurring investments on new as well. However, the amount of recurring investments I'm going to be doing is just going to be $10 because, like I said, this stock has not been established yet. So there you have it, investors. These are 5 stocks that are in my portfolio that I do intend to keep growing and reinvesting in for the long term. And as the portfolio progresses, I'm going to keep giving you these updates. If you guys have not already, now would be a good opportunity for you to go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. in order for you guys to get these types of video where I give you a complete walkthrough of how it is to go ahead and start beginning investing with whatever amount of money you have. And even if you do have a regular 9 to 5, I'm going to showcase how you could go ahead and invest and still go ahead and go to work and still do your job and not have to worry about market upsides or market downside. Now, until the next video, I'm going to continue to give you as much information in order for you guys to be able to continue to push your investments to the next level.